As Portland rose in economic and political standing within the United States, city leaders sought a way to continue to heighten and establish Portland as an important city.
In 1985, Mike Lindbergh led a group of delegates to Suzhou to examine if it would be a compatible sister city for Portland.
During their visit to Suzhou, the significance and beauty of the Chinese gardens made a lasting impression.
The Lansu Chinese Garden was constructed by the merging cultures of sister cities Portland and Suzhou, which brought the tranquility of traditional Chinese gardens to the rigid and bustling life of Portland.
To accommodate Portland building codes, Chinese artisans incorporated leak windows to the exterior walls traditionally found in interior walls.
Leak windows were created to give a peek into other scenes within the garden, while not creating a distraction from the current surroundings.
An important element within the construction of Chinese gardens is the tendency to frame significant scenes. Scenes frame the nature of the garden, and as one walks through these frames, the individual is immersed in a new environment.
Circulation through the garden strongly reflects the Chinese culture, which is best seen through the zigzag paths and zigzag bridge. Chinese lore said that evil spirits resided on the bridges, who could only fly straight. Therefore, zigzag bridges became common practice. The paths orientated the viewers toward the central lake, demonstrating the balance between nature and architecture within the Lansu Garden.
During the construction of the Lansu Garden, Chinese artisans were brought from Suzhou, bringing with them architecture and knowledge of plants that would need to be grown in Portland. The architecture within the gardens is a direct reflection of their traditional counterparts, whereas botanical elements of the garden were restricted by bans on certain plants, as well as the climate of Portland.
The climate also influenced the garden in the form of window materials. Rice paper is used during the winter months in China, and the frames are left open the rest of the year. However, in the Lansu Gardens, due to the wet and cold climate of Portland, the windows are lined with glass.
Chinese gardens were built as a reprieve from the stresses of everyday life, as scholars relaxed, wrote, and played games with other scholars within the space. Due to the Lansu Chinese Garden's public nature, it doesn't fulfill the traditional purposes of Chinese culture, but instead spreads the actions to the Portland public in the form of classes. These classes include writing, calligraphy, painting, and feng shui.
Ultimately, through the frame of the Portland urban context, the Lansu Garden demonstrates the successful cultural merging of two sister cities.